spend so much of our lives constantly on the hunt, but no purchase ever quite does it for us. And we get so wrapped up in the hunt that it makes us miserable. The thing is, it's not our fault. Modern day humans have been around for about 200,000 years. And savvy marketers have designed shopping behaviors like sales, coupons, and massive Black Friday doorbusters as an adaptation of our species' hunting and gathering skills. And as a reaction to being bombarded with more and more and more, the minimalist movement was started. One of the most famous minimalists was Steve Jobs. His home was so empty he sat on the floor. He would wear the same thing every day, and he designed beautifully simple products. The story goes, if you pare down all your possessions, you too could be one of the richest and most successful people in the history of the world. I drank the Kool-Aid. When COVID hit, we purged all of our junk, and we got rid of every possession that didn't bring us joy. And today I have utter happiness and no possessions, aside from this turtleneck and this couch here. But as I pull back the curtain, you can see I'm nowhere near a minimalist. You might even say I'm a hoarder. Steve Jobs would laugh at this comfortable couch, this 1DX Mark II, this light box, this microphone, and everything else you see in my home office here. You see, I think minimalism is just another hunter-gatherer trick that savvy marketers are using to dupe us. We don't need to eliminate all of our possessions to be happy. That's not gonna make us more productive, more effective. Heck, my production value has gone through the roof investing into more possessions, more equipment. It's only allowed me to refine my craft more. So while I do think that minimalism on the whole is prone to exploitation, I do think there are great benefits of living a more minimalist life in certain aspects of your world. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you a practical approach to minimalism. And at the end of this video, you'll have decluttered one small but majorly impactful aspect of your life, and you won't have had to get out of your chair to do it. Plus, if you're a little bit more on the adventurous side, I'm going to share with you the tips, tricks, and services I used to declutter back when COVID hit. And now, let me hand it off to Steve.
Thanks. But we do have one more thing.
And that one more thing is you crushing that like button. And now, on with the show. Hey Ways, I'm Andrew Wise with Life Tailored, and we teach you how to make the most of your life. Whether that's maxing out your credit card points for cash back or free travel all around the world, or it's hacking your wardrobe so you look your best. Subscribe to this channel if you want to learn about what I'm maximizing next. And if you're on the gram and want to get a peek into our lives here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, then follow us at Life Tailored. You know, some people say that Williamsburg is actually the hippest neighborhood in all of New York City, and I definitely concur. You're gonna learn the easiest and fastest area of your life to declutter. You're gonna learn a strategy for donated, unneeded items, even if you have a hard time letting go. Finally, I'm gonna share with you a service that makes donations fast, easy, and possibly free. I've got each section timestamped down below so you can make the most of your time and maximize your life. Because remember, time is our greatest asset and it's something we can never get back, and that's why I love time hacking services like Handy for house cleaning, Cleanly for on-demand laundry, and all sorts of other services that I've covered in previous videos. But to kick things off, we're going to talk about the easiest place to declutter in your life. Now Ways, I was doing a little bit of reading, and it turns out that if we suffer brainstem death, it is physically impossible for us to ever regain consciousness, and we're legally confirmed dead. You know how you talk about those people coming out of a coma? Well, in this case, it's physically impossible to come out of a coma if you have brainstem death. Why do I bring this up? I think it goes without saying that we have this skull of ours to protect our brain, because if something happens to our brain, we're f***ed.
Because important things go in a case. You got a skull for your brain, a plastic sleeve for your comb, and a wallet for your money.
My wallet and my phone is pretty much with me at all times. I have been taking a concerted effort to digital detox and leave my phone at home, but you know what? My wallet goes with me everywhere. So in the event that I can make a tiny impact to my wallet's overall girth and the amount of stuff I'm carrying around in here, it's gonna have a major impact on our lives. If I added up every single trip out of the house, it was a lot more before quarantine, but even now, every trip outside of the house, and I'm making just a 25% reduction in my wallet, it's a tiny place to declutter our lives, but it has a huge impact. And you guys who are subscribers of this channel know that I'm a registered credit card addict. I have a binder full of credit cards, a binder full of women or credit cards, and once quarantine started, I made a major effort to declutter my cards. Not only was I not able to use some of the perks in those cards since we're banned from traveling internationally, but also because my lifestyle changed and I no longer needed some of those perks. If you want to check out the 2020 cards that I'm actually using that have some pretty major benefits like free Netflix, free Hulu, free cell phone service, check out that video up here. But for the time being, we're going to talk about decluttering our wallets or our purses, or our man purses. The easiest way to do that is by taking our credit cards, condensing them into a digital minimalist credit card. This is the Fuze card. Fuze card is actually sponsoring this video, so give them a shout out if you're interested in the card. The link is down below. But the reason I wanted to work with these guys is because I think it works perfectly with my whole credit card obsession and also my push for minimalism. When the quarantine started, we realized that if we're going to be stuck inside these walls, inside this basement for hours on end, we needed to get rid of some stuff and do it ASAP. And when I made that purge, I dumped a ton of different credit cards, and now I just have my essential cards. While these cards are metal, they're pretty substantial when you have more than one in your wallet. And my wallet is actually getting weighed down, and the poor leather is getting stretched to its breaking point here. So I want to make my wallet look its best, and you also don't want to have your pocket gorging out. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my Fuze card and I'm loading up all my credit cards. The way it works is you take the little audio jack adapter, plug it into your phone. By the way, for any iPhone users out there, I picked up an audio jack adapter on Amazon. I think it was 2 for $9. I plugged that into the phone, I swiped each card, and I added it to my Fuze card. Now, whenever I'm at the store, I just select the card that I want to use, swipe it at the terminal, and I'm all set. So really the key thing to remember with these credit cards is I have a ton of different cards. I've got one card that gets me 5% back at Whole Foods. I've also got a card that gets me 4x back on dining, another that gets me 3x back on travel or cabs or Subway, and I've got a ton of different cards, and it's a real pain in the butt carrying around all these cards. What ends up happening is I'll be at Whole Foods and I'll forget my Amazon Prime card and I won't be able to get my 5% cash back. Now, thanks to Fuze, not only do I not have to carry around these cards, but I get my 5% back, plus I have everything all bundled up into one card. This magical Fuze card does have some drawbacks. It holds the charge for about a month, which is definitely good enough as long as you're cognizant about charging it every month. I set a little calendar reminder so that I know to always charge up my card. The Fuze card also does not have one of those little EMV chips on there. EMV actually doesn't stand for some sort of technology, it's just Europay, MasterCard, and Visa. But anyway, the reason that Fuze card does not have one of these EMV chips is because there isn't that big of an adoption out there, and it's actually capable of hacking EMV chips, and having a physical medical stripe on here is more secure than having one of those EMV cards. The Fuze card also has a little PIN code in the event that you ever lose it, and what it also does is say you left your card back at a bar, at a restaurant, you can use GPS to locate where you left that card. So instead of calling up random bars to figure out where you went on that night, on a walktail, since we can't go into bars anymore, you can easily find it using the iOS app. So guys, remember, if you're interested in checking out my 2020 best cards, hit that card above, and if you want to check out Fuze card for yourself, use the link down below. So now that we've hopefully decluttered our wallet, or at least have a game plan for how to do it, next I want to talk about a strategy for donated, unneeded items that are just taking up space in our homes. And the way I like to do this is to get you in the mindset of planning a trip. Say you're taking a 7-day trip and you're going to be impressing someone really important. It could be a business colleague, it could be an old high school sweetheart, or it could just be friends you haven't seen in a while. When you're planning out what to wear as you're packing that suitcase, you're going to pick out your best items. You're going to pick out your best jacket, your best tops, your best jeans. If you're Steve Jobs, you're just going to wear this turtleneck and these blue jeans every day. But when you're planning out these items that you're picking, you're strategically choosing not to pack certain items as well. And what I want you to do is realize that you know what items make you look best. You know what items make you feel your best. And these are the items you want to keep in your wardrobe at all times. Anything that you wouldn't consider packing in that 7-day trip is stuff you can probably let go of. But if you're like me and you have a really hard time letting go of stuff, I'm going to talk about a strategy to help you out. So when we're thinking about the clothes we're packing, I want you to take a mental note of the items that you would pack in your hypothetical trip. What colors are they? The items I always go to are blue, black, gray, and white. They match with anything, and I think they make me look my best. What sort of style clothes are you packing? Are they preppy? Are they hype beast? Are they timeless? Are they completely on trend? And finally, what are the brands? Do you have a bunch of the same brands in there? Are they all Zara? Are they all Bonobos? Are they all Indochino? Are they all Acne Studios? See if you have a number of brands from the same company, and that might give you an idea of what sort of merchandise should be coming into your home or leaving your home. And that should give you an idea of what you need to donate. And these rules also dictate what comes into our homes. A really fun way to make sure that we don't bring new stuff into our home without first decluttering is for any new item you're thinking about purchasing, you need to donate 2 other items. So that means if I want to get a new pair of shoes, I need to let go of 2 pairs of shoes that I haven't worn in a while or have just worn down to smithereens. So now that we know a strategy for successfully decluttering, let's talk about an easy and fast service that can help us get these clothes out of our house as soon as possible. So part of the problem that I've encountered with giving things away is that some items I've spent a lot of money on or I got gifted by my friends or family, and I just have a hard time letting go of them. So I have 2 options for you. 1, for any items that are above $100, you can sell it on this website that's exclusively for luxury goods, and it's a service that I've used to buy this really dope Acne Studios jacket and also sell off a bunch of my merchandise. The website is Grailed, Grailed.com, and it's really similar to eBay, except it's specifically for on-trend gear. They have mostly men's stuff on there, but I think they're also expanding into women's. Or if you're a woman out there and you have women's clothing, then you can also sell on therealreal.com or Poshmark or any of these other sites. And by the way, I'm putting links to everything down in the description. Feel free to comment on any other suggestions you have. So for anything that's over $100, we want to list it on Grailed. So we're going to get some money back and not feel so bad. For anything that's under $100, you have a hard time getting rid of. 1, you can bring it to Beacon's Closet. You can load up a garbage bag full of stuff and just dump it off with them. Last time I dropped off some clothes, I think I had about $500 or more in that bag, and they ended up giving me like $45. To me, it's not really worth my time to lug the stuff all the way over to Beacons, only to waste a bunch of time to only end up with $45. So in the second alternative, what I love is this service called donationtown.org. And what they do is they match you with charities in your area that can pick up your donations for free and give them to somebody who really needs them and is going to appreciate them. What gives me a lot of joy is thinking about those items that I loved 5 or 10 years ago and realizing that it's just not my style anymore, and knowing that if I donate it, it's gonna make somebody else feel really good about themselves. So that's what I do whenever I have a piece that I just know I can't sell, but I have a hard time letting go. I just think about, imagine them getting this piece of clothing and it really changing their lives. To use donationtown.org, all you do is put in your zip code and you get matched up with a local charity. In the event they don't have anything in your area, the easiest way to find a nearby donation pickup is just typing it into Google, type in free donation pickup. So guys, hopefully this was a transformative video in your life, and it's gonna lead to you having a freer, more minimalist life. And hopefully you took that plunge and started decluttering your wallet or your purse just to make that small little step. It's something we can do right here at our desks. Figure out, I had some old cards from a trip we took 2 weeks ago to Rockaway Hotel. Didn't need that hotel card in here. I also had 2 of our health insurance cards that I just dumped, and all the credit card stuff I've loaded onto Fuze. You don't need the Fuze card to declutter your wallet or declutter your life in this small way, but it's just a small, meaningful way for you to get progress sitting here without moving. Unless, of course, your wallet isn't sitting next to your desk. But in addition to decluttering our wallets, we've also learned a strategy for keeping things out of our home that we don't need, also identifying items that we can easily give up. And I gave you a service that makes it really easy to donate these items for free to a local charity and make a big impact in somebody's life. If you haven't already destroyed that like button, please take a hammer and smash it for me right now. And also subscribe and hit the bell because I've got more life hacks coming up soon for you. And I mentioned those 2020 best credit cards. I'm gonna play that video for you right now. I hope you find some cards and some of those benefits. I'm talking about the free Netflix, the free Hulu, the free cell phone bill, and I think you'll be surprised about some of the perks that came out due to COVID that these credit card issuers are giving to us. So check out that video and look for new videos coming out every week. All right guys, see you there.